What's up, everybody? Welcome to today's edition of Locked On ACC. Oh my goodness, we got to talk about the bottom half of the teams that are not proposed to do very well here when it comes to ACC football. We're going to talk about the bottom half, the lower tier, with Kenton Gibbs of Locked On Wolfpack. He's sitting at the top, so he's feeling good. But I would love to get his thoughts about teams who aren't doing so great. I mean, dang, Duke, 500 to 1 odds to win the ACC. Coach Elko, can he do anything with that? Let's have the conversation on today's show.
You are Locked On ACC, your daily podcast on the Atlantic Coast Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's edition of Locked On ACC. I'm pretty sure that I am frozen right now. That's what it looks like to me. Can you look fine? Do I look frozen to you?
No, you do not.
I don't? Okay, great. Well, y'all, camera angle's looking a little different right now. I just recently moved, and I am still trying to get all of my equipment here. So I apologize to all the people who are going to watch and think, man, Candace's camera quality is not great. But we move, we roll, we get things going. So, all the powers that be, they're going to send me messages saying, Candace, your camera angle stinks. Please spare me. I get it. I know, but we're addressing it, and we're going to roll. Kenton Gibbs here of Locked On Wolfpack. He is going to join and talk about some ACC football, the lower tier teams that aren't exactly picked to win the ACC, but still maybe have an opportunity to be great this season. So we're going to get into that. Kenton, how we feeling?
I feel good. I feel great as always. Any day above 6 feet is a good one for me. And you talk about these teams and doing something great. I think if we make the word great relative, these teams do have a shot at achieving greatness. Absolutely.
Yeah, great is relative, but there always has to be teams that sit at the bottom that nobody necessarily believes in. But as we saw the Kentucky Derby, you're never out till you're out. But you always have a chance if you're in the race. No?
I mean, they say that there's a puncher's chance, and I'm going to tell you, of these teams that we're going to be talking about today, there is one that I believe, there's one that I believe has a very outside puncher's chance because of the side of the conference that they're on, as well as some of the pieces they got coming back, but we'll get into it in a few.
No doubt about it. Well, let's get right into things. Let's talk about Virginia Tech, a team that has 80 to 1 odds to win the ACC, thanks to our friends at BetOnline.ag. The Hokies are coming into this season with a new coach, Coach Price. Coach Price, right? Yes. So sorry. Right? Am I right?
No. They didn't hire J.C. Price. Yeah, they hired I want to say an assistant from Penn State, I believe.
What is his name? Why am I having a brain? I'm having the moment because it's, of course.
Brent Pry. They hired Brent Pry.
Yeah. There it is. Got close, right? No cigar.
Yeah, you're thinking of Price, who probably should have got the job, but I ain't gonna say nothing else about that. We're gonna shut up.
Shout out to my homie Jamal Simmons, who does the content creation for their football team. And I remember the video very vividly. It was of the Migos, What's the Price? And that was very nice as Coach Price smoking a cigar after beating Virginia. So that's edged in my head. That's why I remembered it. But needless to say, Coach Pride is going to be the new coach. And let's talk about the fact that the Hokies aren't coming in with, a lot of weapons offensively or defensively after that Burmeister era. It's very interesting to see how the Hokies will fare, but would love to get your thoughts. I know you had a lot of feelings towards Coach Fuentes, but he's out of here. So now how are we feeling about the things moving forward?
I think the unfortunate part for Pry is that he's coming into a job where the cupboards are completely barren. I mean, Trey Turner, to me, was the most underrated offensive weapon in the ACC last year. I don't think it was close. The fact that he made Braxton Burmeister look like he could have been a quarterback in that UNC game told you everything that you need to know about Trey Turner. He is a phenomenal talent. He's one of those guys that flashed on tape at times, wasn't super consistent, but when he was rolling, he was rolling. And with that being said, I don't know where Virginia Tech goes because yes, Virginia Tech is known for the defensive attitude, the tough, the lunch pail attitude, the run the ball. Who they gonna run the ball with? Who, you know what I mean? Like the defense. Exactly, and even on defense, it's not about your X's and your O's. It's about your Larrys and your Joes. Who are they bringing back that they feel comfortable with? These guys are going to make us a top half of the ACC type of defense. They've lost a lot, and I think that they're going to have a tough time coming up this season.
Coach Pride, Coach Price. Say it 3 times fast if you're with me. Now, I think ultimately Virginia Tech pretty much going into the season for the first time in a long time with minimal expectations, and I think that might fare well for them as they head to the season because there's going to be a lot of eyes on other places, and they could sneakily be one of the teams that pulls off a good coastal upset. We know that it's very real in that division. And of course, we got to talk about the fact that divisions might not exist, but you have to stick around for the end of the show for that conversation. Now, Georgia Tech, a team that Coach Collins may be on the way out. You know, you lose top running back Jahmyr Gibbs. It's a hard fought battle to figure out who your identity is after he's done a lot to give that 404 energy, just being the guy, but you don't have the studs to necessarily back up what you're trying to bring to the city of Atlanta and that Georgia Tech football team. Your thoughts here on the Yellow Jackets?
Nick Saban warned y'all that if y'all opened up that transfer portal, it wasn't going to be good for nobody. Now look at them, poaching y'all best players. You hate to see it. But in all seriousness, Jeff Collins, you know I like Sims a lot. I hope he figures it out. I really do. Mm-hmm. That's another team. Where are you going to hang your hat? Because last year they had a dynamic running game that could hit you with. It was deep. It had multiple players, but Jahmyr Gibbs was the guy. He was the tone setter, and everybody kind of made a way off of that offensively. And when you don't have him in that backfield anymore, I mean, especially for a defense that was giving up 33.5 points per game, where are you going to hang your hat now? Like, don't get me wrong, the backs behind Gibbs were plenty good in their own right. They were good. So, like I said, I like Sims. I like that he can do a lot with his arm and with his leg. I like him. Where are you going to hang your hat? You know, where is that team going to win some guard games at?
And I think that the Giants just drafted a Tobias Oliver to the Tobias Oliver from the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets is going to the Giants, and I'm sitting here saying, what defense were you guys watching? Not to say Tobias is not a good guy, not to say he, is not going to be an excellent player, but if I'm thinking immediate impact, I don't know if I'm calling anybody from Georgia Tech's offense besides Jahmyr Gibbs is no longer there, or defense, rather, any part of that program. And I think it's just one of those situations where I feel like Collins set the scene nice, but he's not the one to take it across the finish line, if that makes sense.
I'm going to tell you this. And I'm upset that we talked about Georgia Tech second because you're making me break these out early.
Okay.
Georgia Tech, of all these teams, Georgia Tech is the team that if they had a breakout year would surprise me least. Of all the teams we're talking about today, Georgia Tech is the one. Georgia Tech is the one. They're the one. And I know a lot of people are not going to want to hear this. I know you would think, well, the first year coach is
coming from.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is I'm really high on Sims, and they're returning a lot of pieces. They're returning a lot of production. Now, granted, I understand. Are they returning a bunch of really, really great guys? No. But are they returning guys who could finally start, that light finally starts to click this season? It's possible. Could they possibly be could they possibly look at Jahmyr leaving to go to Alabama as a moment of, you know what? He doesn't think we're good enough to get where we could get. He doesn't think the guy that we and honestly, I'm going to tell you this: Jahmyr Gibbs is a good running back. That offensive line was not bad. That offensive line was a large part of Jahmyr Gibbs' success. He was not breaking 2-3 tackles in the backfield and having them make it work from there. So, with that being said, if this team is kind of, what's the word for? If this team can get a lightning rod moment out of that to say, you know what, screw everybody but us. Nobody believes in us. Good. Nobody believes that we're going to be anything decent. Good. We got a quarterback coming back. We got running backs who played a lot coming back. We got most of our receivers coming back. Our defense was terrible last year, but guess what? All of you scrubs from last year are coming back. So guess what? We're going to have another year to figure this thing out. I would not be surprised if this team, I'm not saying that they have a great season in terms of like, oh, they win 10, 11 games. Don't be surprised if this team finds their way up to eight wins possibly. Don't be surprised.
Okay.
Nope.
I would love to get your thoughts here. No, just let me finish. I would love to get your thoughts here on Jeff Sims and if he is going to maybe emulate a little bit of a Heisman candidate finalist last season, Kenny Pickett, in terms of growth and development, having a breakout year now that they got it all together. Hold that thought. Imagine dipping your finger into plastic tub of birthday cake frosting and then opening your eyes and realizing that the frosting was only 150 calories and 16 grams of protein. That is what it's like to eat a birthday cake puff from Built. I just received my birthday cake puffs, and I have never had anything like this before. They're available right now, and we can't promise that they will be there tomorrow, so go get them today at Built.com. Go to Built.com to get your birthday cake puffs right now by using promo code LOCK15 to get 15% off your order. Again, using promo code LOCK15 at Built.com. So rocking and rolling here with Kenton Gibbs of Locked On Wolfpack. You can find him over there every single day talking about all things NC State. Shout out to Randall Perez for getting picked up by the Seattle Storm. I know he's a big WNBA fan, so that's great to see. But we also have the football side of things, and NC State, if you didn't listen to our previous episode, is doing big things this season, predicted maybe even to be a number one candidate. So things in the Atlantic are looking quite competitive. And then I sit here and say to myself, all right, got to look at the bottom half of these people. We had Virginia Tech, we had Georgia Tech, but now we've got sitting in front of us conversation about Syracuse, the second to last team with 150 to 1 odds to win, thanks to our friends over there at BetOnline. Coach Babers, we've had this conversation, particularly the two of us. We've had a very tough conversation about Coach Babers. We'll love to get your thoughts here. Why is Syracuse still at the bottom with no chance of seeing the light of day of getting out of the bottom tier of this conference?
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
Not dramatically, but just go ahead.
Dino, it's been a good run.
Is it about that time?
It's been fun. It's been enjoyable seeing him get up there and do his Kawhi. This is my smile thing. It was nice. Mm-hmm. Dino's done. This is it. They have.
Is this it because they had to keep him long enough to have the contract, or this is it because he's just not getting it done on the field and recruiting and yeah. Okay.
A little bit of both. I think that the most interesting thing here is that at the end of the day, one thing that I don't think people talk about enough about New York is while it is not necessarily known as a football hotbed, just by population numbers, there have to be good football players coming out of there. There have to be. Mm-hmm. And the numbers are showing us that they're just not going there. They're going to other schools in the area. They're going to Penn State. They're going to all other types of schools in the Big Ten and other schools in that region. But, Dino, what's going on? He's drafted so many guys he's recruiting so many guys who are going on to get drafted. It's not materializing into wins. So, Dino, and the other part about this.
But does that speak to your assistants or does that speak to you as a head coach? Because sometimes we all know how head coaches reside. Like you're in the weeds, but you're not in the day-to-days. You're not in the position rooms. You're not the one who's like pretty much instilling the different, development parts that is when it comes to college coaching. I'm just throwing it out there.
But that was what I was about to say is the biggest part of the problem. Last year, Dino had multiple situations where the game was lost due to his mismanagement of the clock, his mismanagement of the situation.
His mismanagement or the offensive coordinator he let go? Okay, cool. I was just making sure.
I'll tell you this. At the end of the day, I went on multiple college visits during my time when I was being recruited and all that. And multiple coaches pulled the exact same card out their bag, okay? They break out their wallet, okay? And then they pull out a picture of their family. And they say, these people mean more to me than anybody in the world. Us offering you a scholarship means I'm trusting you to help me feed these people. Now, how does that relate to Dino in this situation? Dino, if that offensive coordinator is putting you in bad situations, fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't put the blame on you. If he mismanaged the clock once, and you know you're a coach that, for reasons that we have already spoken about, is under more scrutiny, under more of a microscope than the average Power 5 coach. I'm not about to let you put me in multiple positions where it's like, oh man, what did we not? How did we not do this? And then it goes beyond the offensive coordinator, because even the players were messing up in situations where it was fairly obvious what has to be done. So to me, that in the word
coaching failure.
In the words of the NCAA, lack of institutional control. He does not have institutional control in terms of getting them to play good situational football, getting them to know, in this situation, I need to do this thing, or I cannot do this thing. This is the one thing I can't do. Let's figure it out. He hasn't gotten it done. So, Dino, we love you, man, but Dino's done.
I
love that back Tucker as well. But he's done.
Yeah, Sean Tucker is definitely the sweet spot to college football right now to me, and I think he's going to have a great season. I think a lot of Dino's stay or go is dependent on how well Sean develops this season, kind of the way Mel Tucker and Kenneth Walker the third had a good season, and it kind of helped carry and prevail. Now, did Michigan State have a few more pieces? Sure. Is Mel Tucker probably a better coach than Dino Babers? Fine. But if your running back is the one who's pretty much propelling your offense and being like the storyboard, Dino, it's right there for you. Like I'm hanging it for you to have success. And he always has some good linebackers. He always has some good defensive guys who, again, like you said, make the league. So
their
can you put the pieces together? Yeah.
Their defensive backfield is always going to produce some draft picks, and they, know, Melifonwu got drafted by the Lions. That's my guy. He's a Lion, so he's my guy now. But Dino, it just ain't working, man. It just ain't working. And everybody ain't meant to be a head coach, and that's okay. Everybody ain't meant to be the lead chef.
Talk about it.
You need sous chefs too. You need somebody who's gonna prepare the small stuff too, and that's maybe Dino's calling card.
Not Dino Babers is a sous chef, but okay, I got you. Now, I do want to talk about the final team here. Shouldn't take long, but I want to make sure that we get them in. However, I do want to remind folks that this episode is brought to you by Rock Auto. With the ever-increasing numbers of makes and models, it's now possible for your local chain auto parts stores to stock all the parts you need. Why endure often pointless or seemingly intimidating questioning and wait while the person behind the counter orders parts on their computer, choosing only brand warehouse happens to carry? You have computers to access rockauto.com at home and in your pocket. Save time and money when using Rock Auto by choosing this family business serving do-it-yourselfers for over 20 years. You can have everything you need, from brake parts, tail lamps, motor oil, and even new carpet. Go explore their easy-to-use website today to find the solution for your auto part needs. Go to rockauto.com right now to see all the parts available for your car, truck, right locked on in their How Did You Hear About Us box so they know we sent you. Amazing selection, reliably low prices, all the parts your car will ever need. Please visit rockauto.com. Thanks for making Locked On ACC your first listen each and every day. Make sure you go to Locked On NBA Big Board. Host Rafael Barlow from NBA Draft Junkies and author of the NBA Big Board newsletter is joined by Richard Stayman, Sam Ferris, and Leif Thulin, giving fans an in-depth look into the NBA draft, mock draft, player rankings, and of course, big boards. It's free and available wherever you get podcasts. All right, friends, we are wrapping up this show here. Got Kenton Gibbs in the building. We've gone over the bottom tier of these ACC teams, but there's one who seems to always find themselves at the bottom. However, I hope that Mike Elko head coach of the new Duke Blue Devils, can turn things around. Let's start by talking about Duke, who has 501 odds to win, thanks to our friends here at BetOnline. And I'm sitting here saying, I think Duke's going to do better than people think. I know you said Georgia Tech was the one. I think it's Duke.
I'll tell you this much about Duke. I know that Mateo Durant got to be playing Labyrinth, I'm Tired on repeat. Because he is asking, please, get somebody else the ball, get somebody else some touches, figure something out. He can't do it no more. He can't take this stuff more.
He, in fact, is going to the league, so he shan't be doing this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got that wrong. But more power to him. That leaves the cupboards even more. Who gonna make a play over there? Bobo gone. Durant gone. Who gonna make a play? Who's the guy that they're gonna look at?
Is Bobo gone? I thought Bobo had 1 more year.
Yeah, but I thought Bobo transferred. Am I correct there?
Bobo transferred? Not Bobo.
I thought he did. I thought that he transferred. Okay, I'm sorry. I could be wrong.
No, let's get it together. I didn't think Bobo was gone. I thought Bobo was still here.
Yeah, no, I thought that he yeah, he's at UCLA now. Yeah.
Bobo.
Yeah, Bobo's at UCLA.
Hey.
But that's
Bobo knew what was up.
But that's my point.
Did he know what was up, or did Elko say, you're not as good as I think you are? Or maybe he said, I'm better than I think. Okay. I'm just curious.
To tell any player
Bobo?
to play.
Did he beg Bobo?
He should have. He should. Let me tell you something. I would have got all the coaches
Bobo,
together.
Please.
I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. The receiver coach with the ball, if I gotta beg and plead for you to play for me, I don't mind because you mean that much to me. But yeah, no, Duke, who's the playmaker? Who's gonna make a play?
Honestly, he was like Riley Leonard. I'm not trying to keep catching passes from old boy. Hate it for him. Sorry for you. Again, I'm really not trying to be that guy.
Duke, basketball season ain't that far away. You know what I mean? Like, hey, John Shire.
Recruits. But while you say that, I have seen a lot more social content from Coach Elko that you didn't necessarily see from Coach Cutcliffe, in the sense of encouraging fans to come and be involved. I love Coach Cutcliffe to death. Everyone knows how I feel about Coach Cutcliffe. It was certainly time for him to go on about his way. I think Nina King brought in the good hire for being that of Mike Elko. I think what he is trying to do in terms of bringing back energy or somewhat excitement to the football program is decent. You are getting your first season at the same time as Coach Shire's first season. That's a hell of a start and run. I think Coach Shire certainly will do well because of the star power he's getting. But you look at Coach Elko, and again, Duke does get guys to the league. They do. For better or for worse, they have some really strong talent offensively and especially defensively, like Victor Dimukeji, Chris Rump. We've seen some stars. Can they do it as a collective? Can they stop being the laughing stock of the ACC?
Not this year. No, absolutely.
I think they are going to be better than people think. I'm excited to hold me to that. Hot take this season.
What is better than people? But see, and this right here is
because
exactly
people are expecting nothing of you.
This right here is exactly why I said one of these teams had the opportunity to be great relative to what people believe about them. Because let's be honest, is 8 wins a great season for the average team? If NC State wins 8 games next year, people are going to be very disappointed. People are going to be looking around like, what? Why?
That's because they prided themselves on 10-win seasons. But we're in different tiers.
If Clemson wins 8 games, if Louisville wins 8 games next year, I think people will be excited. I don't think people will be saying they haven't. I think
Satterfield will be fired.
I don't think it'll be fired with 8. You know what? We're not going to get there. But I think that Boston College, same thing. If Hafley wins 8, people will be excited. I don't think they'll say this is one of the greatest seasons, or this is a great season for Boston College by any means. So I think that if we temper our expectations down for these are expected to be bottom feeders, does Duke have the opportunity to possibly win 4, maybe 5 games? Maybe. But anything beyond that, bowl eligibility, winning a bowl game?
Wow, the bar is in hell for Duke.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I think Duke is going to upset Virginia. Or, excuse me, well, maybe Virginia Tech. I think they're going to upset Georgia Tech. That's what I was going to say initially. I think they can mess around and beat Virginia Tech. I think they can beat a Syracuse. I mean, I haven't even looked at their schedule. I should pull it up probably. But if I were to talk about just ACC teams who I think confidently they could beat, those would be off the top that they would be competitive against. I don't think they'll be competitive against Carolina or NC State or Florida State.
All right, I got Duke's schedule put up in front of me. Now
let's run it.
We're gonna go down the line for these games one by one, and you tell me what you think here, okay? Temple.
Yes. No. Okay, take it back. Nope, not Temple.
Okay,
Sorry.
Northwestern.
Yes, they'll be Northwestern.
Okay.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
You saw what happened when Northwestern played them last time? Never mind. Okay.
They beat Northwestern.
North Carolina. Oh, you're right. You're right. North Carolina A&T.
Yes, they'll beat them.
Kansas.
Yes, they'll beat them.
Okay. I don't think they'll beat Kansas.
You're asking me.
All right. I got you. Virginia.
No.
Georgia Tech.
Yes.
North Carolina.
No.
Miami.
No.
Boston College.
No.
Virginia Tech.
Yes.
Pittsburgh.
No. They're not going to beat Pittsburgh. You never know. Keep going.
Wake Forest is the last game.
No, they're not going to be Wake Forest. I'm just kidding. Okay, but that was what? 6 games? That's
I think you were very generous with this thing. I think you were very generous, but
I think you're not. I think you're still holding Duke to Cutcliffe era.
I'll tell you what. Okay, I'll tell you what. If they beat all these teams, because you know what, you're right. They did beat.
Yeah, let's do a BetOnline right now.
They did beat Northwestern and Kansas last year. I'll tell you what. If they beat all these teams that you had them beat, okay. If they beat all these teams you had them beat, if they win 6-7 games next year, or if they win more than, if they win 6 games next year, I want you to wear shades the entire show, first game of the season after they win their 6 games. I will buy you the shades. You name the shades, anything except Cartier. I'm not buying you Cartier. No, nothing like that. But any other type of shades you want, any other. Listen, if you want some Gucci shades, if they win 6 games, you know what I mean? Hey, listen, I got you.
Okay, so if Duke wins 6 games, you're gonna buy me.
Matter of fact, I'll send you my shades. I'll send you my shades right to you.
Those are probably
right
like $30.
direct to you.
I want Gucci shades.
Well, listen. The day that I start getting some Gucci money, we'll consider it. But for now, you know what? I'll make your limit $150. That'll be your limit. $150. Any shades you want, up to $150. Send me
give me the $150. Why it gotta be shades? I don't want shades.
Well, it's supposed to be fun for the show. How the show gonna see you spend $150, Candace?
Okay. Fine.
All right. So you can wear it for the whole episode, the next 5 episodes, all the way through bowl season. Because if they win 6, shade. You got that.
Where your right hand, bro?
This is my right hand.
No, it's not. Is it?
The camera is inverted, Candace. This is my right hand. I'm promising you that. See, it's my right hand. Now, if they win 6 games,
it is not your right hand. Oh, okay. Go ahead,
Candace.
I hope whoever listens to the end of this show is having a great time.
Anywho, I'm telling you right now, I'm virtually shaking with you that if they win 6 plus, you got it. But if my Georgia Tech, if them Yellow Jackets win 6 plus,
not my Georgia Tech.
You go prepare to be sick of me. You understand? If Jeff Sims have himself a ball this year, prepare to be sick of me.
I think you just wanted to wear your shades, and it's fine. All right, guys, thanks for coming to the show. Clearly, it was a wild one. We round all that to say that you should make sure you check out BetOnline because clearly they have got some really good odds for you. And if you want to be included in the conversation, throw a little bet out there. How many games do you think Duke's going to win? Maybe Syracuse, maybe Louisville, maybe some other teams that we're going to talk about throughout the rest of the week. Drizzy Drake will be back. We'll talk about the middle of the pack, literally, of the teams that are facing off trying to win an ACC championship. So come back tomorrow. Look forward to having you there. For Candace Cooper and Kenton Gibbs. Until next time.